Anyway, here you go. Bitter criticism. Another day to read Timur Fomenko. Yeah, I don't know how much. Well, I guess Timur Fomenko is so great. I will read it all. I will read everything. Because these Timur Fomenko's news, they are old but gold. Old but gold. Definitely. But the camera is not perfect as usual. But here we go. Well, Luna is doing great. You know, Tommy and Milu, they are fighting, but now they are happy. Eventually, I will stop recording to rescue Milu. But Milu, I mean the small dog, the white dog. He care about himself. I mean, he take care. He knows how to protect himself. But you know, it's better Milu to think twice. It's better Milu to think twice before fighting Tommy. So here we go, bitter criticism. And here we have the ink to make some scenario here. You know, I will write here. I guess that will take me too long. I will stop. I will do it in sessions. You know, I will do more than one session. And of course, the neighbors that hates me, will come to erase it. Because they hate me and my news and stuff. So here we go to read more Timur Fomenko's news. If Luna leaves us. Yeah, Luna, shut up. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Look, someone on a mountain bike. They are doing mountain bike here. Look, can you see this? So someone came here, and I don't know if they had a great time, because this surface here is not great for mountain bike, I guess. But yeah, I'm not sure if this is great for mountain bike. Anyway, but it's great for news. Woo! Great for news. a better, like a flag here to protect the. To protect the notebook, but I had such a hard time because I don't believe in anything else. Like I was thinking about Chilean jerseys, anything, Brazilian jerseys, nothing. I don't believe in nothing else, just Timur. Well, actually, I have a Russia Today shirt. Next time, I guess I will try, but it's just a shirt, not a jacket like this, you know. So here I have a notebook, and Timur Fomenko wrote two more articles from last time. We have fresh news. Yeah, fresh news from Timur. As you know, I have to try to fix the horizon line. Try to fix because I have Virgo in Venus. Yeah, so I guess it's fine there. I guess it's all fine. Let's go. Woo! Okay. There was this Woody Allen movie, Don't Drink That Water, and there was a magician, non-native speaker, who says, okay, look, okay, to everything. Anyway, January 15, 2024. This was yesterday. Homeworld news, Timur Fomenko. How a tiny tourist paradise has become a political flashpoint between India and China. The Maldives, with its new anti-New Delhi pro-Beijing president, is set to become an inconvenient neighbor. By Timur Fomenko, political analyst. See, I didn't knew that Maldives, the location of Maldives. I thought it was next to Argentina, the Malvinas. I'm sorry. By Timur Fomenko, political analyst. How a tiny tourist paradise has become a political flashpoint between India and China. Maldives President Mohamed Muizu, on the right of the photograph, and Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing, January 10, 2024. The Maldives is an archipelago nation in the Indian Ocean, just south of the continent, with a population of just 500,000 people. Well, this is really few people. The islands may seem inconsequential, and the small republic is mostly known as a paradise gateway from tourists. Yeah, I'm pretty ignorant. I thought Maldives, I had no idea. I had no idea. So ignorant. I thought Maldives. You know, I never thought about that. I never thought about Maldives. I had no interest at all till now. I guess it was not in the Caribbean region. I guess it was not in Caribbean, but who knows? Anyway, I know that there is this Sentinel Island. That's I really like it because the Sentinelese people, they don't want They don't want intruders. Like, well, but I guess I have this hope that they will like me because I'm just like them. You know? Who knows? Probably not. So do you guess what about visiting Sentinel Island? Do you think they will like you? I will tell you for sure. South American people, some like me, some another don't like me, you know. The only South American I like, they are the poorest. So I guess that's the fact. Sentinelese, they are completely poor. They don't have nothing. They have nothing. So I guess we have a lot in common. Anyway, but Maldives, I never thought about Maldives. Mursi. You know, they make a circuit here. I will check that later. But she gone for there that way, and they came here. Anyway, like Milu, look, the Maldives is an archipelago nation in the Indian Ocean. Just south of the continent, with a population of just 500,000 people. The islands may seem inconsequential, and the small republic is mostly known as a paradise getaway for tourists. Probably I will never go there. Probably Timur neither. I don't know, Timur. I love you, Timur. I love you, Pepe Escobar, too. Despite this, the nation is in fact a stage for a political flashpoint between China, India, and the West. Having recently elected a new president, Mohamed Muisu, sounds Muslim, who is actively pro-Beijing and openly antagonistic to New Delhi. So much that Indians are now threatening a tourist boycott of the country. But you know, I guess Indians, they are poor too. So who cares? Muisu has just visited China, where he inked a series of agreements with Xi Jinping, particularly in the area of infrastructure. Why is the Maldives important? First, the islands are situated in a critical spot of the Indian Ocean, forming a sort of logistical crossroads between the Indian subcontinent, the Arabian Peninsula, and the Red Sea, Africa and Australia. This indispensable position is precisely why the islands were part of the British Empire. Because, however, the maritime access to the islands can project both commercial and military influence into the Indian Ocean writ large and into the sea that span from it. I don't know what is WRET, writ large, the Indian Ocean writ large. And into the seas that span from it. Likewise, the location of the Maldives means that it is also a critical variable in India's own security, especially in its own geopolitical struggle with China. India's foreign policy seeks to maintain a localized hegemony over its backyard region in what is known as its neighborhood first policy. Here it seeks to militarily contain Pakistan while also dominating the smaller states on its periphery, including Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal and Bhutan, as well as the Maldives. However, a challenge India faces is that all of these states have sought to resist Indian dominance by courting closer relationships with China, leading to a tug of war over the alliance of the states of South Asia, which plays out in the field of trade, infrastructure, and investment. This of course plays into the wider dynamic of the West Indo-Pacific strategy, whereby the US and its allies seeks to promote the rise of China as a commercial and military power to try and contain China in the surrounding oceans and prevent a shift in the global balance of power. Naturally, the Maldives is a big part of that equation. Is China hatching a sinister plot regarding the Israel-Gaza war? This is not the news, it's just another news. Well, but this is very interesting. China and Israel, that relation is very interesting for the future, I guess. Read more. Because of this, New Delhi is wary of Beijing using its relationship with South Asian states, including its increasingly strong military and economic relationship with Pakistan, to effectively contain India. From an Indian perspective, it is surrounded by China, with years-long border disputes ongoing, and Nepal in the north, Pakistan in the west, Bangladesh in the east, and Maldives and Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean in the south. Because India cannot yet compete penny for penny on offering these countries better investments than China can, it sometimes uses coercive policies to try and block Beijing's engagement with them, such as denying airspace access to China, to Chinese-built airport in Nepal. India espouses on a national level the Hindu nationalist ideology, Hindutva, which is seen by critics as discriminating against minority regions. It has also been growing increasingly pro-Israel. Such politics produce anti-India sentiment on the ground in the smaller regional states, especially Muslim ones, such as the Maldives, which thus only strengthens their resolve to engage with Beijing. Hence, the Maldives has elected a pro-China and anti-India president who openly campaigned on an India out platform. Does that mean the island nation is taking sides? Not necessarily. Diplomacy is never truly the same as public opinion, and small countries often aim to edge between rival big powers. In this case, India and China, in order to gain maximum benefits. This strategy is how they maintain their autonomy and independence, ultimately recognizing that their geographic position is what makes them valuable for the major powers. Still, Beijing, a small nation of India's periphery, the Maldives faces potential consequences if it becomes too hostile to New Delhi. Yet Beijing is attractive as a powerful guarantor against the worst of such consequences. As much as the Maldives dislikes India, it cannot feasibly afford to ignore or dismiss New Delhi completely, only to balance the equation more towards China. This is more about holding its ground against India's neighborhood policies than actively disregarding or challenging them. India is experiencing rapid growth, but it will still be some time before it develops the economic, financial, and infrastructure capabilities to compete dollar for dollar with China, setting the stage for a protracted competition for influence and allegiance across South Asia. I didn't like much. Milu, sale. Sale. Tommy has how to say, a scratch in her nose, in her dog nose. In Spanish you have hocico word, but Milu, sale, sale. I don't have good. Well, I didn't. So this is not. It's not completely easy to deal with dogs. But Milu knows I love him. I will have to put some regenerative cream. I don't know if you say cream, but anything to scratch, you know, some lotion, something to Tommy. Yeah. So no problem. I just had some problems on my throat. I guess this tangerine, yeah. Take some Chilean tangerines. Oh, this is sponsored by Chilean tangerines. They are super great. Oh, come on. Well, so that news it's not the best. Was not the best news from Timur Fomenko. Was not the best article. But I will keep reading the 2023 articles. Timur Fomenko is always great, you know. And we have a news from 3 days ago. January 13th. Homeward news. Is China hatching a sinister plot regarding the Israel-Gaza war? I didn't know that it was, but here we have the China-Israel relationship. Some have accused Beijing on trying to score political points in the global south by not supporting Israel. By Timur Fomenko, political analyst. Is China hatching a sinister plot regarding the Israel-Gaza war? A recent Foreign Affairs article purports to expose China's game in Gaza, accusing Beijing of exploiting Israel war to win over the global south. So, as Pepe Escobar said, he said that Russia has a lot of business with Israel, but who don't? You know, I myself, I was thinking about the companies that support Israel companies, and I will tell you. All banks in the world, the whole financial system support Israel. So right now I bought this tangerine, I bought it. I'm supporting Israel. I guess that's the, you know, I will say sad because of the Palestinian genocide. That's maybe sad. But I heard this podcast about Hollywood, about Hollywood and history of Hollywood, how the how the Jewish create Hollywood. And it was a very touching history, you know. They faced a lot of trouble back in Poland. They faced a lot of problems there. And they survived as people. They survived thanks to stories. Thanks to unity, you know, thanks to caring, taking care about themselves, you know, as people. And that's a pretty hard thing to achieve in history, you know, because countries, empires, kingdoms, they all disappear, you know. There's infinite numbers of cities, kingdoms, peoples that disappear. And nevertheless, Jew people didn't disappear. They are always there, controlling the finances. So, and you know, as I live in Chile, I will tell you that this society, this civilization, the Hispanics, the Latins, I hope they disappear because they have a lot of problems. They are so bad people, you know. I hate them. I was born here and I can't stand anymore. I just want to go away. I'm almost desperate. So considering this, Palestine people, they are not that old, you know. China and Israel, they have ancient relationships, you know. What is more important, you know. So Palestine people, they can go away to other place, you know. They are Palestine now, but their culture is so recent that it doesn't matter to anyone, you know. Go do anything anywhere else. Like, came to Chile, we are all Palestinians, we are nobody, you know. Nobody cares. Go anywhere else. That's it. Probably YouTube will censor me, will demonetize me, but I don't even have money from Facebook, from YouTube. I need 1,000 subscribers. I will never achieve. Well, I will keep reading audiobooks, you know, just for me, and that's it. That's good. I guess that if I read audiobooks and upload it, sometime I will achieve 1,000 subscribers, but who knows? But by now I will read just for me, and that will be great. The author alleged that in calling for a two-state solution, refusing to condemn Hamas, and making symbolic efforts to support the ceasefire, China has taken advantage of global anti-Israeli sentiment in a bid to elevate its own standing in the global south. This argument is interesting because it is premised on the logic that the war on Gaza can end quickly if Beijing simply supports the US position, which the article claims it to reconcile public support for Israel with primitive pressure to more carefully target its attacks in Gaza and to be more open to a political settlement with the Palestinians. So let's get this right. It's the US that wants to end this conflict fairly, and China is exacerbating it, and therefore is at fault. This kind of analysis is far-fetched, a word I didn't know, Farfetched, far-fetched at best, and outright dishonest at worst, and overall an insult to every observer's intelligence. It really shows the length to which the mainstream cycle of journalists and think tankers will go in order to not place any blame on Israel whatsoever, but to scapegoat third parties who do not in fact have a hand in the conflict. China has always taken a neutral position on the Israel-Palestine issue, thought it recognizes the state of Palestine's sovereign existence, and therefore advocates a two-state solution. Reporters Without Shame, top media rights organization. Now, this is another news. However, the situation really doesn't need China at all in order to ferment an anti-Israel and anti-US backlash across the global south. The US and its allies have managed to do that all by themselves. China's rhetoric on the issue has been inconsequential and certainly hardly provocative. First of all, the Foreign Affairs article takes the misleading State Department position that the US is some kind of honest broker and mediator in the Israel-Palestine conflict that just wants the two sides to make up and get along. This is an absolute lie. All the US has offered is unconditional, uncritical, and blanket support to Israel, which Benjamin Netanyahu has calculated allows him to do whatever he wants, effectively consequence-free. Will the US actually sanction Israel? Will the US condemn Israel at the UN? Will the US stop arming Israel? Absolutely not. And he knows this. Therefore, anything Washington might claim in regards to sparing civilians or talking about a ceasefire is hollow because it is not backed up by any substance. Israel is allowed to do whatever it sees fit, because placing any restraints on it is domestically, politically untenable in the US as well as in allied countries such as the UK. Therefore, even if it wanted to, how could China possibly end the conflict, let alone be responsible for it? It is the sins of unprecedented Western-baked slaughter and carnage in Gaza that are provoking outrage in the global south. And the reality is that Israel is a law unto itself. This backlash is entirely and exclusively Western guaranteed. And there is no conspiracy, nor agenda by China as a neutral player to exploit it. In fact, if China were serious, it would be actively whipping up anti-Israel sentiment, but it is not doing so because Beijing, for the most part, is restrained and has little to say on third-party issues. Just 2 more paragraphs. Well, I'm sorry, Timur, but 2022 was better. I miss your explanatory paragraphs, you know, when you take a paragraph to explain historic things, like the previous in the 2023. Just, well, don't take this as a hater speech, please. I don't hate you, but I miss your historical paragraphs. Rather, China alignment with the global south is a historic trend. There it is. That's funny, isn't it? That was funny. Yeah, I know you, Timur.
is a historic trend given Beijing itself is a part of the global south from the days of its revolutionary heritage. The common experience of colonialism and therefore the desire to sustain sovereignty and independence from Western domination. This forms a common position with the states of the Middle East, Africa, and Latin America on Palestine, with the latter being the most prominent example of Western-led colonial oppression in the world. The situation in Gaza is a Western-backed just injustice and set of atrocities, which in turn reveals the double standards of these countries who purport to be the champions of freedom and human rights. In this case, China doesn't need to say anything regarding Gaza to inflame the global south because the situation really is quite self-explanatory. The U.S. is costing itself support throughout the global south by showing that it is an enabler of genocide through the unconditional political and military backing it grants the Israeli state. Yet, here in foreign affairs, we have the lopsided rendition that really it's just all China's fault as usual. And that was all by now, you know. I made a very far-right comment there, isn't it? about Palestine, but I really hate Chile, you know. I comparing even the whole history of Spain. I'm not sure if I hate Spain, but I definitely hate Chile, you know. This country really sucks. These people really hate themselves, each other, you know. They are too much haters. At least Brazilians have carnival and samba and stuff. But I'm not founding. Look, I found. So we are preparing ourselves to carnival. We are preparing to carnival. I hope you will listen. I don't know how to dance this. No, actually, I'm ashamed of my neighbors there. No, I know how to dance, but I'm so ashamed of my neighbors over there. That's it. I'm not sure if I will do the blog. Well, maybe I will do in other place, like over there. Yeah, in that direction there. I will do my own blog, my own carnival blog. Amid the bushes, you know, hide. Because these people, they hate, they you know, I will make a comparison here. Sociologically, you know, sociologically, Brazilians, sociologically, they have carnival. And what is carnival? In my opinion, my very own opinion, I guess carnival is a sort of hope for the year, you know. You start the year positive because you don't know what's gonna happen, but
you are alive, you know, you are alive. The is it is a whole new brand year, on front of you. So you have to be positive, because whatever happens in the year, if anything good happens, it will be during the year, you know. It's simple like that. It's very simple. If you like anything in life, it will happen this year, you know. It will happen this year, not next year, not last year, but anything that can be good, it will happen this very year. So why not be positive about it, you know? Should be positive. These people right here in Chile, they are never positive. Never, never, ever, ever. They have cancer. They die because of cancer, because they have no joy in life. Absolutely. You know, people like those neighbors there, look at me here. They hate me. Absolutely hate me. Because no one did this before. Hate me without reason, you know. They always, people in Global South, people, they are always hating. They are always finding a reason to hate, because of what Nietzsche calls resentment. Anyway, gay yoga time. Woo! Gay yoga time. I guess I will do 5 minutes of yoga. Not gay. Try to explain to a Global South people that yoga is not gay. It's impossible. Well, I completely miss all the classes of Supansa yoga. I completely miss everything. She's doing some things with a share, but I'm not sure now. I will just doing my gay helicopter. Woo! Yeah, I'm neglecting my yoga. I will do another page. Neglecting your yoga. Well, this will be a humorous page. Neglecting yourself. Supansa yoga will say that you may do 40 or 30 something. The number counts. downloaded a lower back exercise, but a lower back video exercise, but I didn't watch it. Actually, I didn't like it. So it's hard to find a yoga master, but I like Supansa Yoga. She's always on Facebook, always commenting on your post. If you share something from her, she'll say thank you for sharing. And she's like an influencer back in Laos. And this is the only one, the last one. Oh, this is new. This is fine. Feeling the pain. Neglecting your yoga. Neglecting yourself. That last one was nice. I mean, well, I promise I will do more yoga. You will see me doing more yoga here. I will skip doing a 47 minutes program, 47 minutes show. That over there is Laguna Verde.